Okay, the Texel density panel, the rollout. All right, so let's select the top of this treasure chest. I figured that you're all tired of seeing that sphere. The sphere is good for an example, it's just nice and quick and easy. It allows me to get the feature done and show you. But let's get into Texel density. So the top of this treasure chest, I'm going to go into polygon mode and I'm going to select this element over here. I am going to scale that twice. I'm going to select this element over here. I'm going to scale that up twice. Okay, the other one scaled down twice. Now the one in the center I'm just going to leave alone. So we have 3 different texel densities here. Okay, and let's dive into how this works. You can set your system unit, which is meters for mine right now, and then we have the map size. I currently have, turn off the checker mode. Okay, I currently have an ugly trim map that I've added onto this object just as an example. Terrible looking, I know. Maybe I have a better one here. I have an uglier one, but it's kind of nicer too. Okay, so we'll use this one, and let's dive right in. So if I want to set the map size, if I have a map applied to the object, and this will search the base color slot, diffuse slot, color map slot of different renderers to find that texture so I can set the size. Otherwise, it won't set the size. So if we click grab map, we see that the texture that I placed on there is 1024 by 1024. I think I do this. I'm not sure how I handle that width and height, which one it is, but you'll figure that out when you go through it, right? Yeah. So if you want to see things change here, let me know. Let's go right into setting texel density. So we're going to select the least dense first, and I'm going to collect that, then right click to set it. This is my preset now. I'm going to do this to the next one. Collect, right click. Collect, right click. So now these top 3 are these different densities, right? I'm going to select all of them, and now I can left click and cycle through. You see that? Brilliant. Now, let's get into the sphere. We have to use a sphere for a moment. So what I'm going to do here is load it into the system. I'm going to open up the UV editor so you can get a better idea of what is happening here. I'm going to select all of these elements. I'm going to go through the same process. I'm going to left click to show you the different sizes, right? Now, when we're doing this, you see it's scaled as a group, right? If we prefer that they're scaled by the element, we can turn on iterate elements. And you see that they scaled to their own sensors, okay? So we can turn that off. Let's see, we have grab map, log texel data. We control and left click. We can say element 1. We don't know which one is element 1. We don't have numbers for elements specifically. So your best way to do this is to just estimate what the face count is. These are all pretty close to the same, so we're kind of up the creek with that one. But if I select this, and this had 200 faces compared to the others at 128, I have an idea that I can shift or control left click to get that information. And I know what that texel ratio is based upon specific settings. So if someone's curious and I can't, I don't have time to do anything, or I can just log it out, copy it, send it in the messenger. There you go, buddy. And yeah, that's basically that. Okay. Let's do this. All right. So I also have this button down here that is that is grayed out and disabled at the moment. And I know what it does. Give me a moment. I'm going to be right back. Okay. So what I did is I took this object and I scaled it in a skew. And then I took some vertices on it and I scaled it in a skew. And I ended up with this weird shape where the transform information is no longer 1, 1, and 1, right? So we can see that this button is now enabled once I click to collect. So If you have an object where you have an element that is selected and you click collect and you see this button become active, you know that your object most likely needs an Xform modifier unless you're intentionally doing something, right? So let's go right into this just to get it out of the way. To do reset Xform, reset selected. Then we have that. We're going to collapse that. Now we're going to load it back into the system. I'm going to go to 3 again, back into Texel density, and I'm going to collect. And you see the button is now disabled itself, and it shows the name with 111, right? Let me go back to where that was. Okay, we're just going to delete that to make it easy. Okay, you see how goofy this is looking now, right? So let's load that back in. Go into 3, double click to select. We're going to collect that. Okay, and it seems like the transform information is still reset. So let me just jump out. Okay, so now I'm just going to select this and load that in and collect. Okay, and you can see that we're back to a transform that is not uniform. Okay, and so what does that mean? Well, we can click that to reset it. So we don't need to jump around and get any other information here. I know it's easy to click Xform there, but here's another option for you. So reset the transform, yes or no, based upon what you're doing. It adds the Xform modifier, and then you can handle your business as you need to. It's just, it's nice to be aware, because if you're working on a model and your transform is messed up, you might be spending a lot of time on work that you're going to have to redo. So there you go. There's the Texel handling system, the rollout. Next is move, scale, rotate in the viewport. And yeah, let's go.